All right, bet. So they said they wanted a little verse for me to describe me, show my potential, whatever we got. I'm gonna spit y'all something off Skylar or Candace Liverpool's song project. Make sure y'all check out Candace Liverpool as well. All right. Doing everything I can to reach my full potential. So when I reach the top, it ain't coincidental. And all these niggas wanna eat, but ain't got no utensils. And how you say you put in work, but ain't got no credentials.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Experience. We're here right now with Kase Cobain. He's from Montgomery County, and we're going to be talking about his music. And make sure you stay tuned, like and subscribe, and check him out. So, just tell us a little bit about yourself, about your music and where you come from, the DMV, anything like that.
All right. Well, like she said, I'm from Montgomery County. I'm from Germantown, Maryland. Rep the 301. I had moved from Maryland to Florida for about 3 years. Lived there for 3 years. So also like to show love to the 407 Orlando stand up. But yeah, it's basically me. My parents are from Haiti, so I got like a Haitian background too. Both parents are from Haiti. They came out here like in the 80s, like a while ago. They lived in New York when they first came out here, and then my dad eventually came out after my mom did to Maryland, and then she came to join, and then that's how I came about in Maryland, and ever since then, just been rapping the 301, all that, and yeah.
That's great. So just tell us a little bit about rapping, because I know you just said you have an interesting background, you moved to Maryland, so when did you first start rapping?
Well, I first started rapping early elementary school, like maybe like first, second grade, because like I used to go to New York a lot because I had family that lived out there. And eventually my aunt who lived in Maryland moved to New York. So we would always be back and forth between Maryland and New York, dropping off my grandma because she used to, stay with my aunt, stay with me here and there. So like when I would go out to New York, a lot of my uncles and cousins, like they would just, throw me mixtapes or like just get me hip to like whatever was popping at the time. Cause New York is like a really big like hip hop area.
Mm-hmm. So you just always been surrounded by hip hop and everything.
Yeah, just like you could say that for the most part. Like before I was like birthed into hip hop or like someone like introduced me to hip hop, I used to listen to like a lot of like R&B, mm-hmm. like Haitian music, like pop music, kind of whatever. Like my parents were like really into at the time, so stuff like that. But once I really got into hip hop myself, I started listening to like people like 50 Cent, Eminem, people who my parents probably wouldn't have been so happy for me to listen to, whatever yeah. At the time. But yeah, definitely like once I found like hip hop through my cousins and through family, like it was a wrap.
So I know since then you definitely progressed. You've definitely made a name for yourself. You have a tape that came out about almost a year ago now called The Surreal Tape. And why don't you just tell our audience about that? All
right. What a lot of people I think fail to realize is The Surreal Tape is actually my third project. My first project was called High Fresh and Educated. I dropped that when I graduated from high school. I followed up with that with a project called New Age Outlaws, where I collaborated with a longtime collaborator, Lamar Crushin, who is out in Arizona now, but he raps to 301 as well. And The Surreal Tape, I dropped that like last March. So I'm really just doing a lot right now to just, build on that, build a fan base behind the music I got right now. The Surreal Tape, I called it The Surreal Tape because I felt it was like around that time, like a lot of things that were going on in my life was like kind of surreal. Like people were like coming to me and asking me, oh, like what's good with the music? Like when you gonna drop your next project, all that other stuff. Like, and it was just like kind of surreal to me because it was like people gravitating to what I'm doing, and it's just like a great feeling.
You say it encompasses like when your music really started taking off for you, when you became an artist yourself, you think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And when do you think you kind of took on being an artist as like your full-time job? Like, I know I want to be a rapper. I know I want to make this my career, my life. Yeah.
I think as far as like me knowing that I wanted to be a rapper and me knowing that like I wanted to just be a musician and make music was definitely in second grade. Like from when I picked up the pen, started writing my own songs, and like I remember standing on tables like this, like in my basement or whatever, and just like having like a controller in my hand, like just singing like all that other stuff, acting like I'm in front of a crowd or something like that, and like just stuff like that. I just always knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I didn't really see myself doing anything but being in the music industry, whether it was making music myself or being behind the scenes, making other artists better and stuff like that. Like I don't know, just something. Can't see myself really doing anything else.
Well, since we know that you're basically born for this, what is your next thing coming up? What's your next project, single, whatever's coming out? Maybe visual, music video, whatever.
Okay, well, my next visual, right now I got a visual out on YouTube called Angels vs. Demons. and that's on the Surreal tape. But my next visual is actually, I'm gonna go ahead and break the surprise, but I got a new visual called For Road to Riches that's dropping this Thursday. I'm working on my next project as well. I'm like really working with a lot of new producers and just like getting a lot of sounds together for my next project. I working on the name. The name's kind of under wraps. I'm just like don't want to throw a name out there and then it not end up being the name, but definitely more music coming from Kase Cobain, more visuals, more shows. A lot of that. We just definitely like going full force and letting people know who I am and like putting the 301 on and all that stuff.
What do you think you should tell people about yourself? Like, I know you have this Maryland Terps one, you definitely rep DMV, but what else is about yourself do you think makes you stand out? Like, you're the next big thing because what?
I'm the next big thing because I'm none of a kind. I'm different. I'm
None
like
of a kind. I like that.
none of a kind. I'm different. I'm doing something refreshing. I remember a lot, like one person that I really didn't even know for real. Like when they had first heard the Surreal tape, they just hit me and they was like, "This is so refreshing." And like I feel as if when they say it's refreshing, they was talking about like from the style of music that's kind of going on right now. Like I feel like we can both say like a lot of music sounds the same nowadays. Not to hate on people that are doing what they're doing, but like it's not really much diversity or uniqueness in the industry nowadays. Everybody's just trying hop on that wave that's popping right now just because it's popping. Like no one's taking that extra mile to just be different. You get what I'm saying? And I've always been like uncaring in that aspect, and like that's why with my tracks, like you might like with my Surreal tape, you might have a song that's like kind of on the wave, and nowadays, oh yeah, that joint bang, but like you got a whole bunch of things where you could be like, oh, that sounds like some old school hip hop, or like that sounds like some new wave or some new age. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff. So I always try to push the envelope with my music for real. And I feel like that's why I'm up next.
Who you say was like your musical inspirations who taught you everything you know, whether it be like someone in your family, an actual artist, anyone like that?
Well, musical inspirations, I would definitely say Wyclef Jean, because he made it like apparent that Haitians can take over the music industry and be at the top of the music industry like he did with like the Roots and even with his own music and stuff like that. And I'd also say Kanye West, because his work ethic is just crazy. He's a perfectionist, and I kind of feel as if like when I'm in the studio working on music, I like shit to be perfect too. So like with that, like Kanye, I remember one thing Kanye said is like he was like, if I can call you at like 2:00 in the morning, 3:00, 4:00 in the morning, and you don't answer, I don't want to work with you. And I feel as if like that just shows his work ethic, shows the type of person he is, and that's the type of like work ethic I try to follow. I'd also say Jay-Z, just because of his business mind, as well as P Diddy, because like a lot of people got to realize it's bigger than the music. You know what I'm saying? Like the music can take you places, but like what are you also doing to make sure you are a staple in the game and you're staying around? So, and Jay-Z's like, when you talk about Jay-Z staying around, like, let's be honest, like Jay-Z been around 20, almost 25 years, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm just trying to show longevity. I feel as well as with Lil Wayne too. Lil Wayne is definitely one of my influences because I remember listening to just Lil Wayne and just like whatever he would say, you just like, it would be a jaw dropper. You'd be like, oh my God, you just said that and all that shit. But let's see who else. The list can go on for real. Like there's like, Wiz Khalifa definitely, ASAP Rocky, the whole ASAP mob actually. Just really people who are just putting on for the artistic side of that and not just focused on just being popping or whatever. They just being them, and that's what those are people you could say influences me. As well as like R&B, I guess you could say like Usher, Chris Brown, like in the early age, because like before I even wanted to be a rapper, I wanted to be a singer for real. Like I just wanted to like come out with like R&B, whatever. I used to write endless girl tracks, whatever. But like yeah, so you could say them with the R&B and stuff like that.
So you have like a lot of versatility just across the board. You want to venture into anything and everything.
Except
music.
Maybe country music. I'm not a fan of country music, okay, but I'm not opposed to working with somebody who I thought their music was dope or something like that. So, yeah, you could say that.
All right, Kase. Thank you for coming by. We're at the DreamLabs Studios, and this is Kase Cobain. Make sure you follow him on SoundCloud. What else do you have?
Twitter, at Kase_Cobain. Instagram, just Kase Cobain. I want to thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Of course, 301. None of a kind, Black Click. Love y'all. Everybody keep supporting it.
When everything I can to reach my full potential. So when I reach the top, it ain't coincidental. And all these niggas wanna eat, but ain't got no utensils. And how you say you put in work, but ain't got no credentials. I'm off it. All y'all bitch ass niggas do is gossip. How every time you have a conversation, I'm the topic. You need to focus on yourself, focus on your wealth. When you gon' realize the life that you live in is hell. Throughout the years, I watched too many niggas get complacent. That shit scary to watch, like Freddy Krueger versus Jason. Always the one to get it, never been the one for waiting. I don't know if they start dreaming or lost sight of what we chasing. Damn, and now these niggas switching sides. I'm not surprised, I seen it in their eyes. I'm focused on the prize, I'm cutting ties just to multiply. And if you with me, then you none of a kind. Said it was just a matter of time until I was lurking in the sky. Bitch, I'm gone.
Yeah. I got an angel on my shoulder, demon on the other. But don't we all? Look, I got an angel on my shoulder, demon on the other, saying fuck these niggas. Load it up, man up, start pulling triggers. Blow out the